Hello there, and welcome to the ninth episode of Adequate Illustrations, Season 2, where we put on our extra pretentious hats and listen to me ramble briefly about films I found interesting. Today's film, Haxan, Witchcraft Through the Ages. Haxan is a silent-era Swedish documentary about witches. It's bloody good. I harbor a lot of prejudice towards early films. I sort of think of them as being antiquated. I think of them as being unsophisticated. They didn't have the same tools that are available to modern filmmakers. They don't have the same legacy to look back on and draw from. More often than not, when I try out some old movie, I'm proven the fool. They're often a lot more sophisticated than modern films. Specifically because the filmmakers didn't have as much to work with and as much to draw from. They're often really creative and deliberate in their choices. How do I say what I want to say with the tools available? How do I say what I want to say if the conventions of Hitchcock and Ford haven't been established? A lot of old movies are really neat. I'd encourage you to try them out more. Haxan has got this really creepy and hypnotic atmosphere. It really makes use of its format. It isn't any the worse for being made in the 1920s. I don't know that it's an adequate illustration of its time period, but it is very much so of its subject matter. It transports you in a way that I've experienced with very few films. It's also enthusiastic and playful in a way that you don't see with proper studio films. This isn't a perfect parallel, but a lot of the presentation reminds me of YouTube videos. There's this sort of excitement and love for its subject matter, as though the author said, "Hey, I just read this book which is really neat, let me tell you all about it." It's creepy, fun, intelligent, well put together, educational, and it's free on YouTube. Go give it a watch. Final note, there's 2 or 3 soundtrack versions available. The original hasn't survived, so just go with the one that suits you the most. I've seen 2 versions, one of them's bouncy, the other's spooky. The spooky one is better. Tomorrow, filthy commie propaganda that was too spicy for even the Soviets.